Hello. Um, in this lecture, we'll talk about the long chain, about the AI agents, and we'll give a brief introduction using a simple example. Okay. So this is about the AI agents, and it'll cover the basic idea of agent loop. And first, let's have the standard setup. Um, We install the OpenAI and give the keyword here, the password, which is stored in here. We'll use the simple small model of GPT-4 Mini. Uh, so what's an AI agent that we usually before the agent, we had just the one-shot transactions. You send a prompt and then you get a reply under. But in agent, it basically here we give a prompt and then the LLM tries to understand it. And if it needs something else, like a tool, like a search engine or something like this, then it'll go to a tool and then give back the answer. And then it tries to combine this and then get a final answer. So this is what it will do. Okay. Um, And then the tool is something that's actually very specifically defined. It should have a name. It should have a description, like what it does, like a search engine. And then it has the parameter schema, which is basically what it needs to call. Okay. So first, we'll use in here just the built-in tools. That's basically provided by the API platform. Something like the responses API includes like the web search preview, which you can just search the internet. So which makes it very simple. There are also some third-party wrappers like Tavily or DuckDuckGo, but this is probably good enough. And then there are also custom function tools. Which basically you can write Python functions with proper format, and then the AI agent LLM can basically call it. Okay, so we'll use the OpenAI responses API using this client create. Um, it's a very modern, stable interface for AI agent, very common tool. Okay, okay. So here the output text is the final answer. This output gives you the output items and response ID. This response ID is kind of useful because it basically records the the iterations, so you don't have to keep track of what was before and so forth. So, and this agent can be very useful in equity research or market monitoring, anything that involves like the foundation models are trained not to the current data, but it may be in a while, like 6 months, and then yesterday's news may not be in the LLM, so you want to basically have it searched through the web or have some private company data that's being loaded through RAG and things like that. Okay, so here's a simple example. Um, so, um, so here is basically the run agent. It takes some user prompt and what tools we have. We don't use any because we'll just use the basic search engine. And then what model we use, GPT-4 Mini, and then maximum iteration so it doesn't run forever and such. Okay. And then the first turn is that we basically tool is none, then it's basically the web search preview. Okay. And then first we define and call the client response create with the user prompt and the tool list. Um, we use the responses API just to create them. Basically, we are creating an agent. And then we go to a loop and it does three things. First, does RISP output text have a non-empty string um, here? Um, then the model is done reasoning, get the answer. Good. And then did the model request a custom function tool? Um, so this type is basically a function call. Then go look up the function from the tool registry. Okay. So with the tool registry here, and then run it with the arguments to collect and send it back via previous response ID. The parameter that gives the model continuously across route turns, and then it retrieves the full conversation history, um, and so forth. And then finally, if nothing happened, neither happened, then a built-in tool like web search will be called. Um, that must have been already ran on the server, so we just have to um, push it to give an answer, right? So here the tool registry is empty because we are using the built-in one. Um, and then here's the testing the result run agent. What's the current market cap of NVIDIA? Let's run it. Okay, so as of March 30th, 2026, NVIDIA market cap is this, and it cites. Okay. All right, so this is basically the simple example of an agent using the web search tool. Okay. Uh, Thank you for watching this episode.